Good afternoon, everyone. This is David Stevens. It's 4 o'clock. I want to give everyone an update. We now have a winter weather advisory in effect for Sioux City and pretty much all of northwest Iowa and southeast South Dakota. And a good portion of Nebraska is now under a winter storm warning for the Nebraska counties in our area. Both of these advisories, winter weather advisory and the winter storm warning, goes in effect at 4 o'clock in the morning tomorrow and will last until 1 a.m. on Friday. So what's going on? Well, we have a storm system coming out of the Rockies. And if you guys remember the John Denver song, Rocky Mountain High, well, basically think of it as Rocky Mountain High, Colorado Low. And those storm systems bring us a good amount of winter precipitation. And temperatures are warm today into 60 degrees, I should say, 58 degrees technically here in Sioux City at the time I'm recording this video. And we're watching for quarter advection to move in right as the precipitation starts. So this is a look basically at our current conditions coming up at 7 p.m. So we have that Colorado low coming out of Colorado. It's going through cyclone genesis right now. So it'll swing out into the plains. And I'll go ahead and put this into motion around midnight here. We do have the cold front just on our doorstep. And then tomorrow morning, the cold front will just pass Sioux City. And it will start off as rain and some freezing rain. And we could get some sleet mix in, about 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, mixing in to around lunchtime. And then lunchtime, the profiles in the atmosphere quickly cool off to support all snow. So after lunch, expect all snow here in Sioux City. And it could come down fairly heavy at times here. We're only expecting here in Sioux City about 2 to 3 inches right now, but some areas, when you get the heavy band set up, could get an inch an hour. So not expecting a widespread inch an hour, but there will be some narrow bands that could pop up around the region that could give you some heavier snow amounts fairly quickly here. And this storm system moves out fairly fast, so it'll be out of here by Friday morning. And so I want to go ahead and take a look at a couple of models. First of all, I want to take a look at the precipitable water. That's how much moisture contents in the atmosphere if it were all to precipitate at once. And this is liquid, of course. And notice the wind's fairly strong out there today, and that's mostly why we're warming up so nicely. So what that's doing is bringing in moisture into the air. The best moisture will be, of course, to the south here, but we will have fairly good moisture return up here in Sioux City. And I'll go ahead and take a look at the wrong button there. There we go. And this is our sea level precipitation and sea level pressure and precipitation here. And as I put this into motion, sorry about that, it's hard to do on the phone here. So this is for tomorrow afternoon. Heavy precipitation at time. In fact, I'll go ahead and put this into the precipitation type there. There we go. I wish I had a bigger screen, but that's okay. See that precipitation moves in. At this point, it's a mix. Thursday afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, it'll be all snow in western Siouxland. And then as I put this into motion, a little bit too fast there. This is by evening on, late afternoon, early evening tomorrow. It'll be all snow here in Sioux City. It'll start to lighten up by then. Heavier snow in eastern Siouxland still, but again, this moves out fairly quickly, and so not expecting a whole lot in the way of snow. I'll go ahead and show you the snowfall totals, and we may have some freezing rain, so let me start with the freezing rain accumulation. Not really expecting much in the way of ice at all. So there could be some pockets of, a trace of ice around the area. Mainly, according to this, a few pockets out there, mainly in western Siouxland, with the freezing rain. But here in Sioux City, we may have a couple hours of some sleet mixing in. So definitely gonna have some sleet out there. And I'll go ahead and show you the. We'll go 10-to-1 ratio tomorrow. I'll show you this one. And that should do it. So about 4 inches here in Sioux City, about 3.9 up there in Spencer, 3.9 in Norfolk. Out there right now, though, it's beautiful out there. 60s just to the south of Sioux City, 70s showing up, a couple of 70s showing up there on the map there over towards Lincoln. And you see the frontal boundary up to the north. No precipitation showing up anywhere in Siouxland right now. There's a little bit of light rain and over towards eastern Iowa. And then you see that Rocky Mountain High, Colorado Low over there, and that's a good song. I should make a parody of that. Over there, Denver right now is where the low pressure is. It's going through that cyclone genesis right now, and now we're swinging out into the plains, and the cold front will drop down into our region tomorrow morning, quickly changing the rain over to some rain and sleet and snow, and then after lunch it should all be snow. So I'll wrap it up there, and before I go, I'll show one last look at the watches and warning map. And again, winter weather advisory for most of us in Siouxland, including a winter storm warning just to the southwest of Sioux City. The winds tomorrow will be an issue. We're going to get some gusts near 50 miles per hour. So it'll be near blizzard conditions. Technically, a blizzard is winds of 35 miles per hour sustained for 3 hours at a time. We may just be just below that criteria. So that's why the National Weather Service went with the winter weather advisory and the winter storm warning. And again, that goes in effect early tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. and will last until 1 a.m. on Friday. I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and if you must travel, just take it easy out there on the roadways. And of course, send in any snowfall reports, although it's going to be pretty windy, so pretty hard to get an accurate reading. Well, that's the latest update, and I'll be back if anything changes. Thank you. Have a good one.